All right. Athletes and guests, we have finally found some time to do a nutrition video for you. Keep in mind, let's preface this entire conversation with, you are a client at our gym doing our methodology, and you have consistent eating habits. What do I mean by that? If I give you a bunch of numbers to follow and track, and you aren't eating 3 times a day consistently or twice a day consistently, this will be probably well in advance of what we need to have a conversation about. You need to have, at least 3 meals a day. Not even worried about numbers just yet. Not to mention, you may have pre-existing conditions, you might have a different hormone profile, you might have some autoimmune things. This is for the person who has come to the gym working out 3 times a week, let's say, and we have established consistency with putting food in our mouth. Now, you're the person that wants to know more about numbers, how to track, and really kind of dial in your nutrition, because you just have never really taken a look underneath the hood to find out how much you're eating and how much that's probably affecting either your physique, your performance, or how you're sleeping, recovering, all of those things. So here's what we're going to start with. Macros. What even is a macro? Protein, carb, or fat. So your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fats. So those are your macronutrients. Now, what we're going to use today is kind of like a general rule of thumb for a ratio. Again, that's for someone who's consistently moving and somewhat consistently putting food into their mouth. I've got 30%, 30%, 40%. 30 of that is protein, 30 of that is fat, and then 40 of that will be carbohydrates of your total caloric intake. Now, ways we calculate that. You have total daily energy expenditure. So there's a formula connected to that. You have, your total daily energy expenditure is connected to a number of training sessions and your BMR. So your BMR is your basal metabolic rate. Another thing that we can go into an entire video about. The Argonne formula, again, intensity level of training and a specific multiplier and number. Another great formula that has worked, but we're trying to make this as simple and as user-friendly as possible. So what we're gonna do is use that multiplier system. What is that? So for fat loss, the general rule of thumb would be body weight times 10 to 12 calories per pound. Now, for most of us, we might not even be eating close to that. So if we're at maintenance calories already, then yeah, that would probably work. But if you're not even close to this, going straight into fat loss may not be what we're looking to do right away. But as you move into your maintenance calories and your metabolism kicks up and you are building lean muscle tissue, most of the time your body is going to change. Moving forward, maintenance calories is body weight times 13 to 15 calories, and then weight gain would be body weight times 16 or 16 plus calories. Now, let's move to the other side of the board and how we're going to calculate all that. Now, we're going to use somebody who's 150 pounds, just going to use a whole number here. We're going to go that low end range of maintenance because we're trying to get to maintenance calories before we start either taking away food or putting too much on your plate. We want to kind of be on that low end range that's attainable. And some of us, we may even start lower than that. So I'm going to go 150, 13, that's going to give me 1,950 calories, all right? How am I going to break that down into this ratio here? So 30 grams or 30% of protein, so 1950 times 30%, 585 calories. And we go down the line again, same thing. Go down the line, 1950 times 40%, boom, I've got 780 calories there, all right? Now, don't forget, all right, you have calories per gram of your macro. So 1 gram of protein equals 4 calories. Here's where things get kind of muddy. That's what you're gonna make sure that you calculate with, all right, to get your macros. So moving forward, protein is 4 calories per gram, all right? Same thing here is gonna be fat equals 9 calories per gram, and then carb is 4 calories per gram. How do we get the macros? Well, here it is. Protein, first thing we're focusing on, because protein is gonna be related to building lean muscle tissue. Muscle is connected to almost every goal that you want to attain fitness-wise, whether that be lean muscle tissue to increase your BMR so you can burn more calories, performance, strength, longevity. Everything is going to mostly revolve around lean muscle tissue. We want to have that, so that's the first priority. 585 divided by 4, boom. And you'll notice it's already close to our body weight. We want to try to shoot for 1 gram per pound of body weight. Now, later in this video, I'll explain you might be increasing 100 grams of protein to attain that. That's not the way to do it, and that won't be sustainable, but we're going to inch our way through that. Fat, boom, 585 divided by 9, 65. I want to maintain my fats because I want to make sure that I have a healthy hormone profile, a healthy intake of fat, so that I have hormones that are working properly. All of my pituitary, my thyroid, all of those things are working for better hormones. A lot of people, when they take away too many of our fats and even carbs, all right, that's when we kind of put our body into a stress zone. That can be an entire different video, but that's why we want to make sure protein and fat is numero uno together almost, basically. All right, carbs, all right, this will fluctuate based on your activity level, but carbs, so 780 divided by 4 is 195 to 200. 100 grams of rice, so about a full heaping scoop with your hand of rice, that's 30 carbs. Let's say I eat that 3 times a day. I'm already halfway there, okay? And for some of us, that number right there can be intimidating, but add in a little bit of a snack in between those meals and you're even closer to that. It will take time to build up. A lot of people, if 1950 is your goal and you're only doing about 900, just add 10% across the board. So add 10% to my macros, all right? 10%, all right, to what I'm already eating. So if I'm only eating 900, let's add 10% to that. Let's go 90 to 100 calories extra, all right? Whether that be protein, whether it be carbs, just add it eventually. Every single week, we're adding food as you're getting more hungry, because your metabolism is like a fire. If I've got a bunch of twigs that are going on the fire, it's not gonna be very big, but eventually I'll be throwing logs on there and we'll kind of build as we go. So again, I wanna inch my way to this and create healthy habits. This would be how most nutrition coaches are gonna track and give you your macronutrient goals. All of this formula and stuff is going to be based, again, on somebody who's probably coming to our gym doing our methodology. All right, we're going to be rooted in resistance training, so we're always going to lift weights. We're going to do mixed conditioning methods. We could be on the ergs a bunch, we could be doing some cleans and wall balls. I mean, the list is endless. So you're going to use this formula more than likely for coming to our gym and having consistent eating habits. Will this help you if you're at another gym doing something completely different? Absolutely. But we want to inch our way towards those goals, so 1, it's sustainable, and 2, we're not overdoing protein out of the gate and you're so satiated that you don't eat any of the other stuff there. So guys, I know that was a lot of information. Please comment. Let us know if you have any questions. I'll do some more videos like this, and we'll do some more stuff and kind of help educate y'all so you can help educate somebody else. So we appreciate you.